So if you've ever tried to meditate only to sit there thinking about dinner, tomorrow's to-do list, or a conversation from like 3 years ago, and then all of a sudden you've decided, I must be terrible at it, then this video is for you. You see, meditation is not about completely emptying your mind, and having thoughts while you meditate does not mean that you're doing it wrong. So today in this short video, I want to explain what meditation actually is, why it can be worth practicing, and how to start in a way that feels realistic. Then, before we finish, we'll do a very short beginner practice together so you can experience it for yourself. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jamie, a holistic health practitioner. And meditation has been a part of my own life for more than 10 years, but I think the way it sometimes is presented can make people feel as though they need to sit perfectly still, think about absolutely nothing, and immediately find peace. That isn't a realistic starting point for most people. So let's take some of that pressure away. You see, meditation is an umbrella term for different practices that work with attention and awareness. Now, depending on the practice, you might focus on your breathing, a sound, a physical sensation, a phrase, or simply what is happening in the present moment. Now, mindfulness meditation usually involves noticing the present moment without immediately judging everything that appears. That doesn't mean thoughts disappear though. It means you begin noticing that you are thinking, but you practice bringing your attention back to the moment. And that return is important. Every time your mind wanders and you gently come back to your breath, your body, or the sound you are listening to, you haven't failed. You've literally just completed the practice of meditation. You can think of it a little like completing a repetition at the gym. The mind wandering is not the end of the exercise. Noticing and returning is the repetition. So one of the reasons that people meditate is to create a deliberate pause between everything demanding our attention. Most of us move through the day responding to notifications, work, children, appointments, worries, and whatever needs to happen next. Meditation gives us a moment to notice what is happening inside us as well. And research does suggest that mindfulness-based practices may help some people with stress, anxiety, and even sleep quality. But I do want to be very careful with that wording because meditation is not a cure-all. It does not work identically for everyone. And it should not be replaced for appropriate medical or psychological care. Anyway, its everyday value can be much simpler. With practice, you may become quicker at noticing when your shoulders are tense, when your breathing has become shallow, or when your thoughts are racing and when you are reacting automatically instead of choosing how you actually want to respond. Meditation doesn't remove every difficult thought or emotion. Just remember that. What it does is that it can help you become more aware of what is already happening so you have a better chance of meeting it intentionally. Now, meditation can feel pretty uncomfortable at first because daily life gives us very, very few opportunities to sit without distraction. When the distractions stop, we may suddenly notice just how busy our mind already was. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that meditation created the restlessness. It may simply mean you finally had enough quiet to notice it. Some days you may feel settled, other days your mind may feel loud, your body may seem restless, or sitting still may not feel very supportive at all. Now, meditation is not a performance, and a difficult practice is not automatically an unsuccessful one. It is okay to choose a different form. You can meditate while seated in a chair, lying down, walking very slowly, or listening to a guided practice. You do not need a special cushion, an hour of free time, or a completely silent house. Now, if you're new to meditation, begin smaller than you think you need to. 1 or 2 minutes is enough to begin. Just choose one simple anchor, such as your breathing, the feeling of your feet on the floor, or the sounds around you. When your attention wanders, notice it without criticizing yourself and return to the anchor. You may repeat that dozens of times. That is still meditation. It can also help to connect the practice to something you already do, like after making your morning coffee, before opening your laptop, while sitting in the car before going inside, or once you get into bed. This is actually known as habit stacking, and it's something I also teach in my one-on-one sessions. Instead of trying to create a completely new routine from scratch, you attach the new practice to something that is already part of your day. That existing habit becomes a natural reminder to pause and meditate. Consistency matters more than creating a perfect ritual that you cannot maintain. So let's try it now. Have a seat or lie down, or let's go for a walk. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or just simply soften your gaze. Now notice where your body is being supported by the chair, the bed, or the floor. Now bring your attention to your breathing. You do not need to deepen it or change it. Just notice one breath arriving and one breath leaving. Your mind may move towards a thought, a sound, or something you need to do later. When you notice that, gently acknowledge it and come back to the next breath. There is nothing you need to force. I just want you to notice, wander, and return. Now begin noticing the room around you again. Feel the surface beneath you. Listen to the sounds nearby. And when you're ready, bring your full attention back. That was meditation. Not because your mind was perfectly quiet, but because for a few moments you intentionally noticed where your attention was and practice returning to the present. You don't have to become a different person before meditation can be useful. You don't have to be naturally calm, flexible, or good at sitting still. You only need somewhere realistic to begin if you like to keep practicing. I've linked another guided meditation for you to continue with. And if you want more simple meditation, nervous system support, and practical holistic wellness tools, subscribe and continue your reset with me. But for today, your small reset is simply this. Choose one ordinary moment and give it your full attention for 3 breaths. Thanks for watching.